Good. Okay. All right, Shalom. We the brothers of Great Millstone, the Des Moines branch. First and foremost, we give all praises, honor, and glory to
Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rachakwadash.
double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all you brothers who preaching the gospel in truth and in sincerity, always in charity. And as you see the title of the lesson, we're just gonna go into it, because it's a continual exposure of Esau, Edom, the devil that the Bible speaks of, man. So we're just gonna get into it. You start at verse 3.
2 Thessalonians 2 and 3, it says, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition."
Right. So it says that day shall not come except there be a falling away first, which that happened. We fell away, we discontinued from our heritage, right? And it says, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. So Yahweh Shai ain't gonna come until when? Until this devil be fully exposed, man. Right? Go ahead. Hey, so that's why Apostle Zahar put that decree out there, man. Through the Spirit. To do what, man? To give diligence to make a call in the election sure, man. So we can put in more work, so we can expose this devil, so we can edify our nation, the elect of Israel, whom we hope to be. You see? Go ahead.
Verse 4, "Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worship, so that he, as God, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High."
And who did that, man? Matter of fact, get a precept real fast. This is First Maccabees 3 and 48. It says, and Maccabees took place when? During the time of the Grecians, man. Which the Grecians are, we know who those are. Alexander the Crete and his fellow generals and all the wickedness and the atrocities that followed them niggas, right? This is First Maccabees 3 and 48. It says, "And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images," man. That's why Job 9 and matter of fact, we just grabbed that too. This is the book of Job, chapter 9 and verse 24. It says, "The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he," man? So Esau, Edom has covered the faces of the true judges. The ultimate judge being Yahweh, the heavenly Father. He gave all judgment unto his son, Yahweh Shai. He set himself up as what? Being the Most High, as being Hamashiach. He got Serapis Christus painted everywhere. You see? He painted himself as being the angels. He's saying that he's the Israelites, man. Those are the real powers or judges, rulers of this planet, man.
Back in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 4, "Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he, as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things. And now ye know what would hold it, that he might be revealed in his time."
And this is the time that this devil is being revealed, man. As it says in Isaiah, the 47th chapter, as a matter of fact, I'm just going to quote it. Let's get it, This is Isaiah, the 47th chapter. And I started 1. It says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate." So you might say, well, this is talking about Babylon. How did you get Esau, Edom with that? Well, let's link it together. This is Psalms 137. This is the book of Psalms 137 and verse 7. It says, "Remember, O Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, the children of Edom, see, in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. O daughter of Babylon, who ought to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us." You see? So it linked Edom with who? The daughter of Babylon, man. Because when you read Jeremiah the 49th chapter and Jeremiah the 50th chapter, it lets you know that Babylon and Esau Edom has the same future judgment, man. You know? So it's letting you know that Esau Edom is ruling modern day Babylon today, which is America. You see? This is back in Isaiah 47 and verse 1. It says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Take the millstones and grind the meat and grind meal. Uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers." You see? So when a woman, her skirt is lifted up with it, she's exposed. You see all her secret parts, man. It says bare the leg. You see? It says, verse 3, "Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance and I will not meet thee as a man." You know?
And that's spiritual because what it's talking about Esau, Babylon, all right, being their sins being discovered right before what the Lord brings forth his vengeance, right before he brings forth that judgment, which lets you know that that has to come before, like we're reading here in the book of 2 Thessalonians, man. So you got guys that come up against us that talk about, oh, you guys always talk about the so-called white man and this and that and the third. I have a problem when we expose their daddy Esau, man. Well, hey, that's according to prophecy, man. The kingdom won't come until this devil is completely exposed, man. And that's a part of what we're doing is exposing him. And the spirit is out there to expose this devil. Even these whistleblowers, man, these other nations are rising up against him. That's the spirit that the Lord has out throughout the planet Earth to expose this devil for being the devil, all right, that the Bible speaks of, man. Esau Edom.
This is the book of Nahum, chapter 3, verse 5. I'll start at 4. It says, "Because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot," you can read that in Revelation too, man. That well-favored harlot, you know. See, this is all characteristics of Esau Edom and his rulership today, man. Because he's taking all the different characteristics of the ancient rulerships back then. You know, ancient Assyria, which their capital was Nineveh, which this chapter is going into Nineveh, but spiritually it's talking about what? This place today, man. You know?
Yeah, and they were cross-dressing in Nineveh and things of that nature, man. You know, the leaders of that society, man, it's the same thing that's happening now.
It says, "Because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts that selleth nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcrafts." That's Esau, man. That's America, you know? And they madness that they push across the whole world. It says that the whole earth is drunken out of the cup that she had, man. Roughly paraphrasing the scripture. It says, verse 5, "Behold, I am against thee, saith Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and all the kingdoms thy shame." You see? And that's what the Lord is doing through the spirit of power, Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai. That's what he's using us to do, man. You know, to expose this devil, to call him out on all his wickedness, on all his bullshit. You know, through the Holy Spirit, we understand and know these things, man. And now this devil is being exposed. You know, his whole MO is, you know what I'm saying? His whole deal, you know. But we could hit back to the Thessalonians.
This is back in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 5. Verse 5, it says, "Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things, and now ye know,"
which letting you know what? You got people that come out and talk, why y'all always talking about Esau? Why y'all always doing, just teach the people, just seek after your people. Nigga, that's a part of teaching our people, man. The scripture says never trust thy enemy. You got to know who the enemy is, man. And Paul just said what? Remember that when I was with you, I told you these things, man. So I'm gonna continue to tell you to watch out for this goddamn devil, man. You know, I have not shunned to declare unto you all the counsel of the Lord, man. So we're gonna give you the straight skinny. We're gonna tell you like it is. We ain't sugarcoating shit around here, you know.
It says, verse 6, "And now ye know what withholdeth that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work."
And who was ruling during that time? The Romans, which let you know what? The mystery of iniquity was what? Esau Edom and his rulership. which today is what? The revised Roman Empire, man. You know? Go ahead.
It says, only he who now letteth will let.
Which is that's the Most High. Because the Most High gave this devil bounds that he cannot pass according to Job, the 14th chapter, the 5th verse. Right? Go ahead.
Until he be taken out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth.
And that's what he's doing, man. The prophets, he speak by his prophets, man. Like it says, I have hewn them by the word of the prophets. You know, in the book of Hosea, the Lord said he used similitudes through the ministry of the prophets, you know, and numerous other scriptures, which lets you know that Yahweh Basham Yahushua speaks through his men, you know. Yep.
Luke 1:70, as he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began.
That's it.
So that's the mouthpiece of the Lord, of Yahweh Basham Yahushua.
He's been consumed with it. The Lord said, what? Because I speak this word, I will make this word like fire, and this people is wood. Esau has been consumed. That's why soon he's going to come down with great wrath, and he's going to get carnal with us, man. You know, because he cannot contend with the spirit. The Lord said, I will give you a mouth that no man can gainsay nor resist. That's what's taking place right now, man. You know, just the same thing that was happening during Rome. Why they got expelled out of Rome? They said through aggressive street ministry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the same thing we doing today. You know, unlearned men. They looked at Yahushua and said, how knoweth this man letters, having never learned? You know, they looked at Paul and Peter and was like, man, they ignorant, unlearned men. How they know these things? You know? That's the power and spirit of Yahweh Basham Yahushua, man. Working wonders, baby. Go ahead.
It says 2 Thessalonians 2:8, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
Mm-hmm.
Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders.
You see? And that's what Esau does, man. He's the serpent. You know, that forked tongue, he come and speaks subtly. You know what I'm saying? He'll give you some truth mixed with the lies. The same thing that what he came and gave Eve. Now, he told Eve, what? If you eat of this fruit, it shall make you as gods, which was true.
Right.
But then he said, you not going to die. You know, which was a goddamn lie, man. So this devil, he'll give you some truth with a lie back on top of that, man, to mislead you, to guide you. You see? To guide you away from the path that you're supposed to be walking. You know? Can we get that? No, get what you get. Get what you get. I got it.
Come on. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 58, and verse 1. Do ye indeed speak righteousness, O congregation? Do ye judge uprightly, O ye sons of men? Yea, in heart ye work wickedness. Ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth, meaning that they distribute violence throughout the planet Earth. All right, because when you read in the book of Revelations, the 6th chapter, it talks about what? How there was a red horse, and that what it was given.
Bro, that's bro through the spirit. Go ahead.
Hey, like I was gonna say, man, it tells you that in Revelations, man, he was given a sword.
Since you quoted it, I'm gonna just get it now.
Come.
I'm gonna just get it now. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 6, and verse 4. It says, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. That's Genesis 25. Get Genesis 25 and Genesis 27. Bible Kashah.
Yeah.
It says, I'm gonna read this again. Revelation 6 and 4. And there went out another horse that was red. Why is this horse red? Hit that.
Right. Genesis 25 and verse 24. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment.
And that's the mark that was placed upon Cain. That's the mark of the man of sin. You see? His blood showed forth through his skin. This devil is red. They got a term that they call what? The Edomites down south. Rednecks.
Yep.
What happened when Esau cold in a hole? He red. What happened when you smack his ass? He get mad. He stand in the sun too long. His ass turned red. You know? Go ahead.
It says, and the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau.
And it says like a hairy garment. You got guys say, see, he was red and hairy when he was born. No, like a hairy garment. Can you pass that cover right there?
Oh,
Now, this is like dark, you know what I'm saying? But in the ancient world, you would dye the ram's hairs or you know your cover that you use, it would be dyed red. So he came out red like this. You know what I'm saying? It didn't say he was hairy. He came out red like a hairy garment, you know? So back in Revelation 6:4, it says there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. Now keep that in mind. This devil was given power to take peace from the earth. Keep that in mind. It says, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. You get that?
Genesis chapter 27 and verse 39. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. And by the sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. But
right. So he was given what? A great sword. You see, that was Esau Edom's blessing. How would he get the dew of heaven? How would he get the blessings that he got? He would take it by force. He would take it by the sword, because that is his blessing. You see? So from there, it spoke about what? It spoke about that red horse. We just linked the red horse with the man of sin, Esau Edom, the red pasty bastard, right? Can you get Zechariah 1? Go ahead.
This is Zechariah 1 and verse 8. It says, I saw by night, and behold, a man riding upon a red horse.
Same red horse, man. You see? This is the vision that Zechariah is seeing, right? Go ahead.
And he stood among the myrtle trees that were in the bottom, and behind him were their red horses, speckled and white. Then said I, O my Lord, what are these? And the angel that talked with me said unto me, I will show thee what these be. And the man,
so the angel gonna break down and show him what these red horses standing amongst the trees mean, right? Go ahead.
And the man that stood among the myrtle trees answered and said, These are they whom the Lord Yahweh hath sent to walk to and fro through the earth.
Right. So it said what? That he would walk to and fro through the earth, right? Now in the book of Job, you already got it, my man.
God, this is Job.
Because it says he who's coming is after the working of Satan. Now there was a council in heaven. I was holding that too. You know what I'm saying? In the book of First Kings, the last chapter, we ain't got to get it though. You know that what the Lord said, who gonna persuade Ahab to go down there and fall at Ramoth Gilead? So the Lord said, what? Micah said he seen the Lord sitting on his throne. He seen the angels on his right hand and the angels on his left. So a certain angel came forth and said, look, I'm gonna be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. That's the spirit of Satan working within Esau, man. He's a deceiver, you know. So it says what? That those red horses go up and down and throughout the earth, right? Can you hit that, Job?
This is Job 1 and verse 6. Now there was a day when the sons of the Most High came to present themselves before the Lord Yahweh, and Satan came also among them. And the Lord Yahweh said unto Satan, Whence comest thou? Then Satan answered the Lord Yahweh and said, From going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. That's
the spirit of Esau, whose coming is after the working of Satan. You see? So just like how we're the physical counterpart of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua here on this earth, we represent the righteousness. He represents the evil, the wickedness upon the earth, man. You know how the Holy Spirit, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, works through us. The spirit of Satan works through Esau. Right. You know?
Yeah, like, hey, the spirit comes down upon us to do these videos, to do things of righteousness, right? Hey, Esau be laid up, like, damn, oh, that's some new wickedness that just comes to his mind, man. You know, for him to execute, man. Oh, how about we do this wickedness, man? You know, that's the nature of them, man. That's bugged out. It says,
now that was in the Job, though. We could hit back to that Zechariah.
God, I got a quick precept.
Yes, sir.
This is 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 8. It says, Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour.
Yep.
And if that ain't Esau to a T, man, it tells you in the book of Habakkuk that what, man? Or he enlargeth his desire as hell, man. He increases that which is not his, man. All right. Well, he goes throughout the planet Earth trying to devour and to destroy, man. The thief cometh not but to steal, to kill, and to destroy, man.
That's it.
That's Esau to a T, man. Back in Zechariah 1 and verse 11, it says, and they answered the angel. All right, speaking of what those red horses, man. It says, and they answered the angel of the Lord Yahweh that stood among the myrtle trees and said, we have walked to and fro through the earth, and behold, all the earth sitteth still and is at rest.
And meaning what? Meaning it's quiet. Nobody can stand in front of this devil, man. You see? No, I'm already holding it.
Okay.
I'm already holding it.
That's the spirit.
You know, because it said what? The earth is at rest, man. Right? Yep, it says the earth sitteth still and the earth is at rest. Why? Like it says in Revelation 13, who can make war against the beast? Right? Who can come up against this devil, man? You know? This is Daniel chapter 8. I'm gonna start with chapter 8 because this is the beginning of Esau Edom rulership, man. You know, it started with the Greeks, with the Grecians, starting with Alexander the Great. This is Daniel the 8th chapter, and I'm gonna read, but I'm gonna jump around within this. This is Daniel 8:1. It says, in the 3rd year of the reign of King Belshazzar, a vision appeared unto me, even unto me, Daniel, after that which appeared unto me at the first. And I saw in a vision, and it came to pass when I saw that I was at Shushan in the palace, which is in the province of Elam, and I saw in a vision, and I was by the river of Valai. Then I lifted up my eyes and saw, and behold, there stood before the river a ram which had 2 horns, and the 2 horns were high, but one was higher than the other, and the higher came up last. Right? So when you jump to verse 20, it says, the ram which thou sawest having 2 horns are the kings of Media and Persia. So the ram that the horn that came up last that was higher was the Persian Empire, because the Persian Empire stood up on one side and became higher than the other. Right? I'm gonna jump back down to verse back up to verse 4, Daniel 8:4. And I saw the ram pushing westward and northward and southward, so that no beast might stand before him, neither was there any that could deliver out of his hand, but he did according to his will and became great, which is the Persian Empire, right? It's verse 5. And as I was considering, behold, an he-goat came from the west on the face of the whole earth and touched not the ground. What did it mean when it touched not the ground? This is 1 Maccabees 1:1. And it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Shittim, had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, that he reigned in his stead the first over Greece, and made many wars, and won many strongholds, and slew the kings of the earth, and went through to the ends of the earth, and took spoils of many nations, insomuch that the earth was quiet before him, whereupon he was exalted, and his heart was lifted up. So it says the earth was still and was quiet before those red horses in Zechariah, the 1st chapter. Well, this is Esau Edom, man. You see, it says that the earth was quiet before Alexander. Nobody can stand in front of this devil, this is the prophecy that we're reading about in Daniel, the 8th chapter. So this back in Daniel 8 and verse 5 again. And as I was considering, behold, and he-goat came from the west on the face of the whole earth and touched not the ground. Meaning what, man? He was conquering and winning, right? And the goat had a notable horn between his eyes. So now let's jump down to verse 21. And the rough goat is the king of Grecia, and the great horn that is between his eyes is the first king. Then Maccabees says the first over Greece. So it's letting you know that it's talking about Alexander the Great. So this is the beginning of Esau's rulership, which lines up with what? Those red horses, man. Which letting you know that Esau Edom is the so-called white man. You see, you've been exposed, demon. You know who you are, man. Who's coming is after the working of Satan, man. You the evil, you the fucking sinister, demonic. You know what I'm saying? All the malicious, wicked ass things I can say about your whole ass, man. You fit it, man. Red bastard, man. You know, and that's the beginning of Esau Edom's rulership. You know. Because if you continue reading in the Maccabees, it says what? That wickedness multiplied in the earth. And then after the Grecians ruled, who came next? This is Daniel, the 7th chapter. And the 7th verse, it says, after this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a fourth beast. So we just read about that third beast, which is like a leopard, right? Which was the Grecians, which started with Alexander the Greek. So the 7th verse goes into the fourth beast. It says, after this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth. It devoured and brake in pieces and stamped the residue with the feet of it. And it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns, man. So it speaks about what? That iron breaking in pieces everything. So it goes back into what? The earth being quiet before this devil once again, man. You know? Every time this devil was, that the Lord placed this devil into rulership, man, nobody could stand before this devil, man. You know?
Why is that? Because of the blessing that was given to him by Isaac, man. He
That's
had
right.
a great sword. That blessing wasn't given unto the other nations, man. Because people be like, oh, well, other nations, they conquered and this and that and the third, but not to the capacity that Esau did, man. Because what? They weren't given that blessing like Esau was given it, man. To conquer and devour everything through death and destruction, man. Going back to that red horse that we read about in the book of Revelation, the 6th chapter, man. Taking peace away from the planet Earth, man.
Yep. And just to go back to the Revelation, we're going to go back to Revelation 6, verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword, right? Verse 5. And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, come and see. And I beheld, and lo, a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. Now those balances, when you look it up, it goes into a yoke, which that yoke goes into what? Slavery. So the red horse comes. What comes after that? What follows this goddamn red horse, man? Captivity, man. Of everything. The animal, Proverbs 29:2. You know? That's why it says the whole creation groaneth, man, and yearneth to the manifestation of the sons of the Most High, man. The whole creation can't wait till Yahweh Shah returns and restore everything upright again, you know?
This is Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn.
That's it. You know, because is back in Revelation 6, verse 6. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine. So this devil selling everything by measure, man. That's why the scriptures speak about a scant measure. Here it is, this devil set himself up with things in abundance, but then he give crumbs and pennies to the people, man. You know? Like it says in Lamentations, our water is sold unto us, our wood is sold unto us, man. You know? This dude is the goddamn devil, man. And that's why the scripture says what? When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, man. So, hey, man, it's going to be glorious once Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua returns and take this devil down, man. As it says in Isaiah, the 14th chapter. Matter of fact, we can get that too.
Spirit, I held it, dropped it, held it again.
Yeah, we can get that too, you know.
This is, you want me to grab it now?
No, matter of fact, I'm gonna keep reading in this. Revelation 6, and I'm gonna read 6 again. It says, and I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine. Meaning this knowledge, man. You can't do nothing against this word. You can do nothing against the truth before it. You see? It says, and when he had opened the 4th seal, I heard the voice of the 4th beast say, come and see. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse. So what happens? The red horse came. He came, conquered everything, captivity. He put everything in a measure on everything, man. People are starving. People is just through in the world, man. Look at the state of the world, you know. And then what comes after that? This pale horse. It says, and I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that's in his Slakin. I'm excited. And his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him. And power was given unto him over the 4th part of the earth to kill with sword and with hunger and with death and with the beasts of the earth. So this is a spirit that's going to be upon this earth, man. According to what? Daniel 12:1, a time like none other. Yahweh Shai even said it in Matthew the 24th chapter, man. So this time that's coming, man, is a time like none other. It's gonna be what it says. People, the love of many shall wax cold. In Second Esdras, it says, friends shall fight against friends, man. It says they're gonna search people's houses with the sword for the lack of bread. Hey, it's about to get real serious out here, man. You know, that spirit of death is coming upon. Why? Because it's the judgment that's gonna follow after the nigga sitting on the red horse, man. All these things must needs come to pass in order for righteousness to be established in the earth. It says it in Second Esdras, to grab that real fast. This is Second Esdras, chapter 4. And Salaki too. It seemed like, man, I feel like I'm all over the place, man. You know, but this Second Esdras 4 and 29. It says, if therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown with good, man. You know? So man, we crying out, man. How long is this madness, this wickedness, and all this bullshit gonna continue to perpetrate throughout the earth, man? Like it says in the book of Psalms, it's time for the Lord to work. That's why the scripture says, what? Give him no rest until Jerusalem be established as a praise in the earth, man. The Lord said, what? You can weary man, but can you weary me? Like, we can't weary the Lord. The Lord wants you to cry out to him, man. He wants you to beg him. He said, put him in remembrance, you know? So we should be what? Continually doing these lessons, man. Hey, this is a sweet savor to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, you know? Continue doing these lessons, man. Hey, brothers, continue to send out those prayers, cry out to the Lord, you know? Continue to hasten the day, hasten his coming. You know, hey, and shalom to all you elders and you brothers on the comment board too, man. You know, to show through your actions that you want Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai to speedily return, man. How do you show that through your actions, man? Through your everyday life. You know, you studying and reading, you pushing out these lessons, man. You know, you praying and fasting, you doing the things that's necessary to build your spirit up, so you could be an example unto the brethren, to build the brethren up, so they could be an example unto brethren, so they could build the brethren up. You know what I'm saying? It's an ongoing cycle, man. So till we all come to the fullness of the stature of Yahweh Shah, like it says, if I'm not mistaken, in the book of Ephesians. You know, this place is through, man. We need to get the fuck out of here, man. Continue to expose this devil and show him and show the world just who this motherfucker is, man. You know?
Right, because ultimately it's not us, man. It's the spirit of Yahweh Shah that needs this done, all right, that wants it done, man. All right, just to prove that, if I may, real quick, Second Esdras chapter 15 and verse 7. Therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness. All right, because when you read in the book of Psalms, the 50th chapter, it says pretty much that he's done these things, and what he thought that the Lord was altogether as himself, man, because what he was able to perpetuate this wickedness throughout the planet Earth, and no judgment has come upon him. So what he's been lifted up with pride, like, oh, I'm straight, I can do whatever I want, man. Nothing's gonna come upon me. All right, but what? That was just for a time period, man. Now what? The Lord is now holding his tongue as touching his wickedness, and you see that manifested through the prophets out on the highways and byways, doing what we're reading about according to prophecy, man. Exposing the wicked for what he is and what he's doing, man. All right, exposing them for the destruction of the environment, the destruction of people, nations, you know, all these things, man. Hey, the scriptures in the book of Jeremiah, the 51st chapter, if I'm not mistaken, man, it calls what Babylon, Esau, a destroying mountain, man, and that the Lord was going to turn it into a burnt mountain, man. So that's what the Lord has preordained as a judgment upon Esau, Edom in America, man. It says, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. So what? We have to be continually complaining until Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Hey, even doing these videos, that's a complaint, man. All right, we're complaining about the wickedness that this devil is doing, man. You know, so all these things are getting us closer, all right, to the destruction of this devil, man, as we're exposing him at a higher rate, man. is being manifested throughout the planet Earth, man.
Something for you real fast. This is Revelation 11, and I started 17. It's saying, we give thee thanks, O Lord, power almighty, which art and was and art to come, because thou hast taken to thee thy great power and has reigned. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, in the time of the dead that they should be judged. Right? Talking about these heathens. Hey, because here it is, they had the whole time. This is the we still in the time of the Gentiles, man. Yeah. You know, it says Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled. When is the time of the Gentiles fulfilled, man? You know, according to Daniel, the 2nd chapter, when that stone gonna come and knock the fucking feet off that statue, man. Right. Which we living in the feet right now, according to Daniel 2:44. It says, in the days of these kings, what kings, man? The EU, the NATO. In the days of these kings, will the Most High set up a kingdom which shall never fall. We're building the kingdom now, the tabernacles of David. You see? And it says, it shall not be left to other people. And this kingdom shall break in pieces and smite all the rest of these kingdoms, man. And how is it starting? It's starting with us in this word, man. It's starting with us building ourselves up, man. It's starting with us coming back into the knowledge that we're Yasharallah, that we're princes of the power. So we're conducting ourselves as such. Be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove, you know? You got guys out here talking about I'm Judah, Hebrew, and all this shit, smoking weed. Niggas doing all kind of fucking madness. Motherfuckers still partying. You know what I'm saying? Come here. It is the Passover. Come get you a man, sister. At the Passover, nigga. Motherfuckers throwing concerts and wedding parties and shit, man. We ain't in the time of that, man. You see? So while these people is all in their mirth and in their jolly, hey, we preparing for the things to come, man. Conducting ourselves as such. It says, what manner of men ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness, seeing that these things is about to come upon this earth, man. You know? So everybody else is all hunky-dory and going about with their day-to-day life and all having fun and shit. We're in a state of mourning. Because the scripture says what? You shall mourn and weep now, but you shall be happy in glory. I just butchered the scripture. You know? I believe it's in the gospel. You see? So the time gonna come when we gonna have that, man. But this ain't the time. This ain't the time. Now is the time to be building ourselves up in the spirit and power of Yahweh about Shem Yahushai. You know? Warning our people of what's to come. Exposing Esau Edom for the devil that he is, man.
And that's essential, man, because, you know, we do these videos, but our people really don't believe that the so-called white man, right, because they're intermingled in this society with them, that this is the devil, man. That this is truly a sadistic freak, all right? And the time of all this hell breaking loose is going to be shown forth and manifested, man. Our people still trust these devils, man. So that's essential, man, to drive it home like, no, don't trust this nigga, man. This is the real red nigga. Don't trust him. Don't trust anything that he has set forth, man, because it's only going to bring forth to your death and destruction, man.
Yep. It says, Revelation 11:18, and the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth, man. That's right. You know? That's what we're yearning for, you know? For the judgment to come upon this place, man. For the Lord to destroy these goddamn devils that's destroying the earth, man. You got the birds falling out the skies, man. Animals dying in mass numbers. Whales and dolphins and sea creatures beaching themselves, man.
They're trying to commit suicide, bro. What kind of world is it to where you have fish animals, man, trying to commit suicide because of the environment, the pollution that's in the water, man? That's crazy.
And ain't no telling what this devil doing. He testing his sonar and shit. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no telling what that's doing to the whales. You know, like
not even considering things like light pollution, man. Those things affect the vibrations of the whole planet Earth, man.
Yep.
All it throws off everything, man. The whole vibration of this place is in wickedness, man. You know. I have one if I may to back you up on that. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, verse 24. It says, "And I will render unto Babylon and to all the inhabitants of Chaldea all their evil that they have done in Zion in your sight, saith the Lord Yahweh. Behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain." All right. saith the Lord Yahweh, which destroyest all the earth, and I will stretch out my hand upon thee and roll thee down from the rocks and will make thee a burnt mountain. So how's the Lord going to do that, man? Through nuclear ICBM missiles shot off from these various nations, man. But what it says that I am against thee, O destroying mountain, man. And that's and spiritually what? That's the same thing that was told that Ezekiel was told to prophesy against Mount Seir, man. Or he said Ezekiel prophesied against Mount Seir, man. As a matter of fact, let me just grab this the second verse in that to pull the point. Ezekiel 35 and 2, it says, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it. And pursuant to Genesis 36 and 8, it says that Esau dwelt in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom, right? Verse 3, and say unto it, thus saith the Lord Yahweh power, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee. All right. So it says what? I am against thee, O Mount Seir. And that's speaking of the so-called white man, the biblical Edomites, man. Just like we read in the book of Jeremiah, the 51st chapter, man. I am against thee, O destroying mountain. That destroying government, man, being set up, being ran by Esau Edom, the so-called white man. I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee and will make thee most desolate. So it's no way around it, man. Esau Edom is the devil that the Bible speaks of, man. And he's being exposed for it, you know?
Yeah. This is Isaiah 34 and 5. It says, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea. Said he's going to turn them what? Into a burnt mountain, man.
That's right.
And the brother explained it is through those ICBM nuclear missiles, right? That's the Lord's sword, the weapons of his indignation. It says, it shall come down upon Idumea, which is the Greek way of saying Edom, and upon the people of my curse to judgment, man. You see? So this devil is being exposed on all fronts, man. It says the people of the Lord's curse. Which goes back to what? The people that the Lord have indignation forever, according to Malachi, the 1st chapter, man. Matter of fact, we just grab that real fast. This is Malachi 1 and verse 4. It's Malachi 1 and 4. It says, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith, I'm going to start at 3, Salakia. It says, and I hated Esau. Lord said he hate this red pasty bitch, right? And laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness.
Right. And you have people that read that and they just think that it's only speaking of Esau, that one individual. All right. But no, this is speaking of his descendants as well, man. It's applied into the whole family of Esau, Edom.
Yeah.
Which is going to explain itself in verse 4.
Exactly. It says, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished.
Right. So was it just Esau? I'm impoverished? No, we, the whole nation, man.
It says, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them the border of wickedness and the people against whom Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai hath indignation forever, man.
That's right.
So that's why Esau Edom came out red all over. Why? Because he was born with that what? That mark of Cain. That's the people. That's the people of the Lord's curse, man. You see. So this devil is being exposed, man, and through the Spirit, the Holy Spirit, through Baruch HaKodesh, man, we have to continue going through these things, man. Continue to expose this goddamn devil. You know.
I have one in the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, and I'm gonna start at verse 4, just linking it up because we read in that book of Revelations, the 6th chapter. They talked about what first the red horse, all right, who was given a sword, all right, that could take peace from the earth, then and went to the black horse, all right, that pretty much put everything into captivity, man. Then it went into what the white horse, the pale horse, all right, the pale horse, which is that spirit of death being pushed out throughout the planet Earth, man. All right, so this is Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 4 says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. Now this is speaking of Esau Edom. When you read in Obadiah, it says that what? The pride of thine heart has deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. So what? He's lifted up in his mind, man. All right. We read it in 2 Thessalonians, man, who opposeth and exalteth himself as God, man. All right, to make himself seem to be as the Most High, like he's sitting on the throne in heaven, as it says also in the book of Isaiah, the 14th chapter as well. But it says, his soul that is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. And the scriptures also say what, man? The wicked is estranged from the womb.
I got it right here.
That's the spirit.
This is Psalms 58, and I'll start at 1. It says, "Do ye indeed speak righteousness, O congregation?" It's talking about Esau, Edom. It says, "Do ye judge uprightly, O ye sons of men? Yea, in heart ye work wickedness. Ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth." Why? Because it's what? It's in the power of their hands to do it, according to Micah, the 2nd chapter, man. You see? It says the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, so it's in their power to do it.
Sure.
It's verse 3. The wicked, who is the wicked? We read it in Malachi 1. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. You see? Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. Was letting you know that the same spirit that was in that serpent is the same spirit that came back into Cain, which is the same spirit that came back into Esau, man, which is the same spirit that's in all these Edomites today. It says, their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear. You know? It's that poison represents what? That bullshit that they spread, man. The lies that they tell, you know?
Back in the Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 4, it says, "Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine," those philosophies, right? That poison. It says he is a proud man. All right, going back to what? Obadiah, man. That proud devil, the pride of his heart has deceived him. "Neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death." Okay, so he's perpetuating what? Death throughout the planet Earth, man, in all angles and aspects that you can consider in your mind, man. All right, as soon as you wake up, man, okay, you're breathing in toxic air, death. Okay, you're listening to music, it's pushing out wicked philosophies, the poison of the serpent, man, death. Okay, what else? You're walking on the in the street. All right, you're walking on the sidewalk. That hard concrete, man, breaks down your bodies. Death. Okay, everything is just death with this devil, man. No matter what aspect you want to think about it in, man, it's death and all. With the water you drink, man, it's death. Okay, everything, man. He is as death. It says,
don't know, go ahead, finish that off.
It says, "Neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied."
So the brother gave you what? One aspect of how he is as death. The thief comes not but to steal, kill, and destroy. He brings destruction everywhere he goes. But also it says he is as death and cannot be satisfied, because I'm gonna just read it. This is Proverbs chapter 30 and verse 15. It says, "The horse leech hath 2 daughters, crying, Give, give. There are 3 things that are never satisfied, yea, 4 things say not, it is enough. The grave and the barren womb, the earth that is not filled with water, and the fire that saith not, it is enough." So people die every day, B. You know? The grave ain't saying, "Oh, nigga, it's enough. It's enough.
Yeah,
nigga, stop dying." No, the grave is never satisfied, man. So it says he is as death and cannot be satisfied. This devil, he continues to heat and heat and heat and heat, man. You know? That's why in Sirach it says what? That the covetous man is not satisfied with his portion, man. You know? This devil must needs be put down, man. That's why it says what? If the Lord hadn't shortened the days, there would be no flesh to be saved, man. This goddamn devil is mad, man.
And like the spirit had me said in a video that I did previously, going into pretty much how this devil, all right, this devil, like I don't know if brothers watch Dexter's Laboratory, man, or Barry's cartoons, man. They always have that one character who his whole mindset is world domination, man. All right, he's going through thick and thin, whatever he can to dominate the whole world, man. And that's this devil, man. All right, he'll have 99% of the whole planet Earth, all the resources, man. But he will destroy himself for that last 1% that he doesn't have, man. All right, he's destroying him. He's destroying, bringing himself to the brink of destruction just because he doesn't have the last 1% that he wants, man. And who does he truly want, man? He wants the servants of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. But he can't have them, man. All right, we're Lord willing, we be those men that endure to the end, man. And we're owned by Yahweh Shai. He can't own us, man. You know, he can have these peons out here, 2/3 of our people that want to submit it to this devil, man. All right, that are going to pledge their allegiance into this devil via the RFID chip, man. Are proclaiming that they want to be a perpetual slave because that's what the RFID chip pretty much is a symbol of, man. That you're okay with your life here and that you want to be a perpetual slave unto Esau Edom, man. But nevertheless, he can have them, but what the elect he can't have, he can't touch, man. You know? But what he'll destroy everything in his power, man, for that last 1%, man. It says back in Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 5, it says, yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? Hey, so just like we crying out, man, like how long is this devil going to rule? All right, he's going to destroy the earth, man. Now these other nations are saying the same thing, man. How long is this going to happen, man? All right, he's spoiling us, man. All right, abusing us, man, through these, through the NATO and the EU and everything like that, mistreating us, acting like he can bully us, man. They're fed up as well, man. Going back into that revelation that we read, man, how the nations are mad, you know. It says, shall not all these take up a parable against him, in a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that laddeth himself with thick clay. And that thick clay is talking about what? That debt.
Heavy debt.
That heavy debt, man. All right. Which is about to burst. All right. And the economy is about to collapse, man.
Yep.
It says,
and that's how we know we at the end. Because at the end, like when we spoke about the time of the Gentiles earlier, in Daniel, the 2nd chapter, that statue, it was iron mixed with clay. What's the clay? The heavy debt, man.
That's right. Yeah.
And it don't mix. You know what I'm saying? That's why you see Germany like, man, I'm going to pull out of the you know, England talking about the Brexit. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
these countries are not mixing with each other, man. You know, like it says, iron and clay don't mix together.
Right.
You know, so it's going to implode. Because how did we fall? You know, our downfall came when what? We split as a kingdom. When Jeroboam took over the northern and Rehoboam took the southern, man, that was our downfall. The northern kingdom was eventually led into the Assyrian captivity, and the southern kingdom was eventually led into the Babylonian captivity, which that was the time of the Gentiles. That was the start. The Assyrian Babylonian Empire, which is the head of gold. So now we are coming back together according to the prophecy in Ezekiel the 37th chapter. We're becoming one kingdom again, you know. So now we're standing upon our feet. Now we're united once again. Like the Lord said, bend Judah and fill the bow with Ephraim. So we're coming back together, man. And now what? Yahweh Shai said that a kingdom that's divided against itself cannot stand. So now these devils are divided, man. Yeah. So we're coming together and they divided. Yeah. And their division is going to cause their downfall, just like how our division was our downfall, man.
That's right.
You know?
Right. Yeah, because, hey, think about what? World War III is who, man? It's these Americans, the Babylonians, man, spearheading it along with Russia, man. These are two Edomites, man.
Yep.
Battling it out, man. All right. So a world war, they talk about so-called black on black crime, right? And you got to have the Russians come against these Americans, all right? And that's the hugest Edomite on Edomite crime in the history of history, man. All right, that's going to bring the downfall of their society, man. And it's beautiful watching it. It says back in Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 7, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them, because thou hast spoiled many nations? All the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. For the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer it. I'll continue on. It says,
which goes into that destruction, man. You know, ultimately goes into that destruction. It says the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam shall answer it, man. You can picture that in your head, an explosion. You know what I'm saying? Boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's that destroying wind, man. That's gonna come in and wipe this shit clean. You know.
It says, "Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, and establisheth a city by iniquity." Now, come on, man. How was America established, man? All right, was it established on peaceful treaties that were upheld and kept, man? Man, it was through the sword. It was through rape, robbery, murder, lies, man. The scriptures talk about what, man? He speaks sweetly with his lips, but war was in his heart, man.
Right.
All right, though his words were smooth as butter, man. Yet were they drawn swords, man?
Yeah, because what he do? He brought blankets full of smallpox to Gad. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? How you come peacefully, like, oh, you cold, and you know what I'm saying? This goddamn devil, man. Which Apostle Bar went into that, man. A disease warfare, that's a part of his sword. That's a part of his blessing, man.
Chemical warfare,
you know?
Mm-hmm. Hey, this devil was doing false flags even way back then, man. All right, he would go into villages and dress up as a so-called Native American, man. And then he would pillage the village, man.
Right.
You know?
And then blame it on Gad and have a reason to go.
Right.
No, we got to rally against them because you did that, man.
False flags. This nigga's bugged out. He did it in with Nero, man. All right. Nero burned down Rome and then blamed it on the Jews, the Christians, man.
The Boston Tea Party.
Oh yeah, they blamed it on Gad.
These niggas dressed as Gad. They threw all the shit. But it's known that it was them niggas.
It's bugged out.
That shit bugged out, man.
Bro, so it's Esau's nature. He's just relying. It's beautiful, man. He's just going back to his same old tactics, his false flags again. He's getting exposed for it all, man. But this is who. If this ain't the devil that the Bible speaks of, who is it, man? People talk about the Arabs, man. Nah, man. All right,
he's Saudi Arabia. Like a nigga come up with the most bugged out ass shit, nigga. East Saudi Arabia, nigga. Is you stupid,
bro? Them Arabs ain't the ones that, bro. These niggas ain't putting chemtrails in the air, bro. All right, they ain't pushing out the wicked feminism throughout the planet Earth, man. Rebelliousness of women. They ain't doing these things, man. It's Esau Edom. But not to ramble. This is back in Habakkuk 2 and verse 12 again. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and establisheth a city by iniquity. And it says in Sirach the 10th chapter, it says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, by lies, all right, wickedness, man, the kingdom is translated from one people unto another. So that's what the Lord is doing right now, man. The kingdom is being taken away from the wicked. The Esau Edom, the so-called white man, the Edomites, is being taken away from him and given into who, man? All right, it's given into first and foremost Yahweh Shai, man. All right, and the elect of the nation of Israel, man. That's why, like the brother was explaining, man, we're getting built up in the spirit. We're getting closer together. We're getting the house, the tabernacles of David are coming back together, man. While Esau's kingdom is falling, man. It says, behold, is it not of the Lord Yahweh of hosts that the people shall labor in the very fire, and the people shall weary themselves for very vanity? For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord Yahweh.
That's what's taking place today, man. You know, it says what the truth that has so long been without fruit shall be declared, man. You know, faith shall flourish. That's what's taking place. You know,
it says, as the waters cover the sea,
man. You know, as the waters cover the sea, this knowledge is out there, man.
Yeah.
You know,
it says, woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth thy bottle to him, and makest him drunken also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness. Thou art filled with the shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. That's what, him being exposed once again, man. The cup of the Lord Yahweh's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory.
Yep. And he knows this, man. That's why what he's trying to do, man. He's trying to take slavery out of the history books. High school. You got these cool ass niggas coming out talking about, oh, well, they were indentured servants, and I think slavery was a choice. Nigga, is you crazy, nigga? Is you crazy, nigga? Yeah, all those millions of people chose to get chained up.
Yeah, to kill my children, kill my wife in front of me.
To first off, they had to get marched to those slave ships. You know how many people died on the pathway to the slave ships? They didn't pick the bodies up. So guess what happened with those bodies? The wild beasts ate them. The birds came down, had they field with them. You know what I'm saying? So then imagine the pathway to the ships. Then actually getting on the ships. You getting packed in this ship, people defecating, shitting everywhere, throwing up. You know what I'm saying? Women pregnant, menstrual. You know what I'm saying? Got all kind of bullshit, man. You can just imagine rats and shit all in there, man. You know? They knocking out your teeth, forcing you to drink, forcing you to eat, you know? They throwing you over the side. Yeah, they chose to get thrown off the side on the way over here. So much that the sharks follow the same pattern to this day, man. They chose that, though. They chose to have their children fed to alligators. They chose that, though.
The young boys to be sodomized, man.
You see what I'm saying? These niggas crazy as hell, man. But this is all part of Esau, Edom's agenda. You see? But the elect is not going to fall for that, man. You know? Fucking madness, man. Then you got these niggas still out here playing around like this is a joke or something, man.
That's why, man. That's why Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to let Esau have it at you niggas, man. All right, we're going to the destruction of martial law and everything like that. But ultimately, man, that's for you wicked ass niggas, man, that are rebellious, man. You know, you don't want to turn back into Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. When Esau's in these FEMA camps torturing your ass, man, that's judgment from Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man.
Yep, and it's going to play out through your head.
That's right. And you're going to know, you know. Lord might send you dreams before then, you know. Hey, like that saying, man, my life flashed before my eyes, man. You know, you're going to recognize and you're going to know why you're receiving that judgment, man. Death to you wicked ass niggas, man, you scoffers and you scorners, man. It says that stripes are prepared for the backs of scorners, man. And it's going to be manifested through the Lord coming down with great wrath with the sword, man. All right, it says that the sword is sharpened and also furbished. Shall we then make mirth? So you niggas that's playing around with the word, that's playing around with Yahweh Shem Yahushua, all right, talking shit about his servants and everything like that. Hey, this is the time where, hey, the Lord is going to bring forth that judgment, man. Just like those wicked Israelites said, man, let his blood be upon us and our children, man. Well, hey, you about to see that manifest, man. All right, that blood is about to be manifest, man. It's about to show this is the great judgment, man. This is the last, man. This is the last ass whooping that our people are going to receive, man.
Shit, you thought slavery was bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait to these times that's coming, man.
Right, and we read about certain things that the Lord has allowed us to go through, man. We can go through the history. We can read into the Josephus, how they were burning our people alive. Okay, how our bodies were laid out on the floor, man. Pools of blood of Israelites, man. Roman soldiers had to jump over dead bodies just to kill more Israelites, man.
Hey, Nero used our bodies as street lamps.
Yeah,
you know, he used our bodies to light the streets of Rome, man. So imagine you walking outside and you seeing the street lights that light your street, man. Imagine that being us, man.
Yeah. And they doing it still. They just lynched Jake a few days ago, I believe.
Ferguson.
Yeah, down in Ferguson, man. And had his pants off, man. I believe he had shorts on underneath his sweatpants, but nevertheless, the point still stands, man. All right, so this deep hatred that Esau has, man, it's going to be shown forth, man. But once again, man, the scriptures talk about how the expectation of the wicked is wrath, man. So you wicked niggas have to look forward to all that judgment, man. But the servants of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man, the Lord is going to protect us, Lord, when we be those men that endure to the end, man.
That's it. I mean, I ain't got nothing else, bro.
Con. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You know,
hey, man. The water for you brothers for tuning in with us, man, on this late night. Shit, it's 3:40 in the morning over here in our area. I don't know where all you other brothers at, but hey, man, the water for tuning in with us through the Spirit. We give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakak, Wadash.
Double honor to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, salutations to all you brothers who preaching the gospel of truth and sincerity, always in charity, man. Who ain't taking this as a game, you know? Who's giving diligence to make their calling and election sure, man. Shalom to you brothers, man. You sincere brothers, man. You know? Shalom.